Hi, my name's Brad. During the video you can probably hear some noise in the background. My dogs have both got the Kong outside, so probably be able to hear them pushing it around as Missy gets pretty into it. So I just wanted to take some time to kind of discuss where I've come from, why I ended up doing what I do, and then therefore what makes me the right fit for you and potentially your dog. So I'm originally from Nana, which is down south. I grew up, of course, with a dog on a big property, and being a small town, of course, you're very close with your pets and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was very, very nice growing up with a dog that could be like your best friend. So also we did a lot of wildlife rehabilitation we were involved with, so rehabilitating sick or injured wildlife so that could go back into nature again. I moved up to Perth when I was 18 and didn't work in the animal industry for a little bit there, just while I had to kind of pay the bills. But my animal world kind of restarted again when I first got into local government and worked with the local government acts such as Dog Act, Cat Act, and working with the impound of animals so we could get them back home to their owners. That's kind of where everything kind of rebooted itself, because then I joined the RSPCA and I was actually an animal welfare inspector for a few years. So I'd be going to the properties and working with people and their pets and investigating any animal welfare issues. I'd be looking after the animals that I've seized in the facility with a great team of kennel workers, so animal attendants, volunteers and vet staff. So I worked with a really, really good team there. That was a very full-on job, but I did enjoy it. Really big eye-opener to the world and what it can be. But really what that did show me as well, as far as the animal work that I do now, is how to deal with the animals in difficult situations. A lot of the times we'd be going in and bringing dogs out of homes, especially if they're like abandoned as well, bringing dogs out of homes that haven't seen people for a long time, haven't been interacted with for a long time. So me going into their yard could be quite confrontational. So I'd have to be ready to kind of deal with that situation and deal with it appropriately and deal with it with a minimum impact to that dog that's already going through so much. So that definitely, behaviour-wise, definitely gave me a massive insight to dogs with behaviour, not issues, because in those situations they're completely understandable, but gave me the ability to read behaviour and work with it the best I can. Whilst I was with RSPCA, I did put myself through quite a few courses. So I've gone through mostly the Institute of Modern Dog Training Australia, which is a newer one for Perth, but they are larger in other areas. A very good program. Done numerous courses through them, and I'm still working with them to this day. That's actually, if you see one of the photos recently, that's the one I took my dog to, because we were doing like a hands-on course as well. So I've done quite a few courses with them. I've done the instructor's course, the aggression rehabilitation course. I just did another instructor's course, and I did a consult course to work on my consult skills. I have done these aren't with IMDT, this is with another group. I've done an animal welfare course to help understand and improve understand and look at the welfare guidelines. I have done another certification which is a little bit shorter. It was another body language certification, so dog body language, how do I read it and how do I interpret that and what do I do when I see it? And that was with someone that used to be through the Delta Dog program, so that's actually a massive program, Delta Dog. And then which is what really got me into the behaviour mod was I did the online master's course through an American aggression rehabilitation worker, behaviour expert. I'm going to say his name wrong most likely, but Michael Shikashio. Amazing trainer and behaviourist over in America. So I did that course and learnt so much, and that was really a good guide to the step on how to do things. Not saying that behaviour is a step-by-step process. Every dog is so different to the next, but that really opened my eyes to how much all these cases can differ and how you've got to take it one by one. And I'm still learning through him now. I've actually completed the certification, but I do still do the monthly, we do monthly check-ins and monthly case studies. So I still am learning to this date, and I think that's really important. That's a big thing about me, is I'll always say that I never know everything. No one knows everything. One thing that we keep hearing often is once you think you know everything, you know nothing. So there's always more to learn. So that was where I've trained, and that's where I've come from. Since being an RSPCA, I've worked in an animal facility with the local government body, where that's been my prime area, is just that animal facility. So looking after all the animals that are coming through, working with rehoming any animals that don't get claimed. I've worked while I'm there, I'm working very closely with shelters. So that way we can get all the dogs that don't get claimed really into these new homes. Working with some rehabilitation work. We've had some dogs that have come in quite troubled, and we worked really hard to get them back to a good spot. And then of course you've got to work with the new potential adopters as well, because they've got to be prepared for what that dog could be like, so they've got to know the full history of what we've seen, otherwise that's not fair. We've got to make sure that dog's going to be safe, that's going to be secure. I've got to work very closely with the vet team, which I work really close with, and they're amazing. So working really close with them for any dogs that come in with illness or any potential injuries, because we need to have a look at, if they're sick, we need to have a look, are they going to be a risk to the other animals, so we need to potentially isolate. So yeah, that's where I am now, and I do really love that job. I'm currently looking at doing my vet nursing, and I've just enrolled in, just looking at my placement at the moment. So that's something that I'm very excited for. I've always admired the industry, so very excited to see where that takes me as well. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on me and my backstory, and hopefully that kind of makes you guys connect with me a little bit more there, and maybe makes you feel more comfortable about classes. But yeah, that's my story. I've always kind of been in that animal world, but the last few years, absolutely, I've kind of gone full throttle into it, and I'm still going. And yeah, everyone that is in the industry that I know, no one has really come to me and said, oh, I know everything. And I would be very cautious of the people that do say they know everything. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that was good just to get a bit of an insight, and I'll see you around.